Hello everyone, I'm Saili Nityam. I have been working at Mentor School for more than 3 years. I have been completely working on Databricks, PySpark, and CloudFire. So today we are going to build the thing which is getting evolved very oftenly, right? So we can say like AI powered, wherever, like most of the times what we are hearing about the AI powered. So we are using AI for this particular thing. We have been using AI for this particular thing. How AI is helping us to complete any task faster, right? So I hope everyone is also using or trying out different for the different tasks. So what we are going to build today, everything we are going to discuss in depth. We are going to build entire pipeline using AI, but how and why? What are the components are needed there? What are the prerequisites are there? Everything should be connected with everything is connected with each other. We are going a step by step. But what I want from each one of you is that an interaction. What I want from each one of you is interaction. Like if you have any question, just do ask that question. And if you if you really want to share any particular thing, like this is how it should work, this is what we can do, so we can also discuss these kind of things in this session. Okay, I hope everyone is excited for this session. So I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once my screen is visible. So what we are going to build, like build your first AI powered Databricks pipeline using AI DevKit and Claude Code. So I have a question for you that have you heard of this word AI DevKit? You must have heard about AI Claude Code, but have you heard about AI DevKit? Yes, no. Ankita, Tino, have you heard about AI DevKit before? Okay, let's move ahead with the further slide. So what we are going to do again, first, let's try to be interactive in this session. So what we are going to do. So I just want to hear from you because as I mentioned, like everyone is using AI for their daily tasks. Again, another thing is AI is not only for the chatting purpose, right? It is not a chatbot. It is doing lot of tasks. It is reducing your number of hours for any particular task. But still, again, we we have been asked this lot of times, like which AI is using, which AI that you are using for any particular task. So I want to hear from you, like which AI did you find most useful, so it became your favorite. Anyone wants to answer? You can unmute yourself or you can drop your answer in the chat as well. But I want this session very interactive. So I want to hear this from you that which AI did you find most useful? So it became your favorite. Anyone? Definitely you are using AI nowadays for your daily tasks, but which AI that you are using? Okay, ChatGPT. Akshay is saying ChatGPT. Any other answer? Claude. Okay. I want answer from each one of you. Ankita, Sri Harsha, which AI that you are using nowadays? Okay, no problem. Next question that what kind of task were you able to complete faster using your favorite AI? So Akshay, as you said, ChatGPT, right? So what kind of tasks were you able to complete faster using ChatGPT?
So hello everyone. Since I'm from data engineer background, so it helped me to optimize the code and to improve the performance in terms of security or in terms of anything like which helps to make my code faster and make low latency. So that's kind of thing it is able to
Okay.
even to make some conference page or document or any kind of thing, something in the day-to-day life we use, right? So it just make the things easier.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
what you are doing, you are copy pasting your code from ChatGPT to whatever tool that you are using, right?
It's not like entirely, I mean, copying just for the supporting case. Like we just need to take the help from ChatGPT and just need to verify whether the code is based on our need or any manipulation or update required. So it's just kind of a supporting tool, but validation, how good the code is like which that we need to do from our end.
Exactly. So that's where human validation is required, right? You cannot
Correct.
completely rely on
Rely on, yeah.
any
So
kind of AI. So
we
we
can
can
use it
just
as
get
a
right.
supporting tool only, but validation or how good the code is, that need to be done from our end.
Right, exactly. So these are the things we are actually going to learn in our today's session. So everyone has their own favorite AI. So we are using there are Gemini. Again, if you have used Nano Banana, so that is again good for creating images. If you have used Claude Code, again that is the best for for your daily task and for generating code to connect with any external server. If you are talking about Perplexity is good for getting some documents. If you are doing some research, ChatGPT again for your daily tasks. So in my case, I mostly use ChatGPT just to reframe any kind of email that has to be sent to the client. Just a basic task, a daily task. But I mostly use Claude Code, and that's where I thought like, shall we go ahead with Claude Code, and can we use Claude Code to connect to the Databricks? Is that possible? So yes, it is possible. But how is that possible, that we are going to see? So let me move ahead with the next slide. That is, what will you build today? Again, just imagine a retail startup, a retail company, which is Global Mart. So they have been using, let's say, Genie. If you have a clear idea, or if you have been using Databricks for your project, so you must have heard Genie. Can anybody raise their can you raise your hand if you are using Databricks for your projects? Raise hand. You can give thumbs up here if you are using Databricks for your project. Okay, no problem. So if even if you're not using Databricks for your project, but still if you are a data engineer, so you have clear idea about how ETL pipelines are being implemented or being designed, right? A basic thing that we know about ETL pipeline, that is ingestion, transformation, and loading. So it is completely around these concepts, but we will not go into that depth. But so let's come to the part that what we are going to do. So as I have been mentioning that Databricks is having Genie code, which is inbuilt to the Databricks and which is helping us to build the pipeline. How AI DevKit is different than this? How AI DevKit is different than Genie code, which is also helping Databricks to build pipelines automatically. You do not have to write code. You just have to validate. Notebooks are getting created. Your code is getting written. Your code is also getting executed. It is also showing you the output. And AI DevKit is also doing the same. So Global Mart heard about AI DevKit because AI DevKit is a it has been introduced by Databricks field engineering team. They have introduced it again. They have introduced this AI DevKit feature for it is connecting multiple AI like Cursor, Claude Code, Gemini, which can connect to the Databricks REST API through MCP server. Okay. So they just want to try it a small POC, like how AI DevKit is working and how it is different than Genie code. So they want to do a small POC. So consider yourself as a data engineer who is going to use natural language prompts and using AI DevKit. So we are doing this on a daily basis. We are giving a different types of prompts to AI. We are learning how prompts should be given, right? So this is again the same thing we will do with Databricks. But what are the components are needed? How the architecture will look like, that we are going to see to solve what analytics team wants to know. Because at the end, if it is a ETL pipeline, that's a medallion architecture. At the end, in your goal layer, you will need to have what are the top 5 customer by spend, which deliveries are consistently late, how much revenue is being lost to the just because of bad data. So these are the things that have to be resolved at the end, because all the data will be clean and curated at the goal layer. We can just do a natural prompt and get the answers quickly. Okay, then next thing is how your architecture, how the pipeline is structured. So from raw data to business insights, again, you will be having data somewhere. You are getting this data and you will convert this data into business insights. So what kind of business insights? We have just seen that top 5 customer, which deliveries are consistently late. So these kind of business insights should be consumed from the data that will be stored in your gold layer. Okay, and it will be driven by AI DevKit. It will completely be driven by AI DevKit and Claude Code, because without Claude Code, AI DevKit cannot generate a code, and without AI DevKit, Claude Code cannot connect to the Databricks. Okay, so how your architecture will look like? So first, we will be having a simple architecture. I'm not involving any external data lake from AWS or Azure and let's say GCP, and using Azure Databricks, but we will be storing our data into volumes. Okay, volumes. It is a folder kind of structure where you can store any kind of files, and that will be considered as a source. Then our data will be stored in a volume, and then we will be creating bronze layer, silver layer, gold layer, and then business insights will be consumed from the gold layer. Again, simple architecture that we are going to build. Then next thing is what components are involved here. So now just by looking at the architecture, you can see Claude Code and AI DevKit. But how these things are going to be implemented, how each thing is connected to each other, that we are going to see. So to implement this, or let me take a pause. Does anyone have any question regarding the problem statement or regarding the architecture? If not, can you give thumbs up so I can go ahead with the further part? Okay. Thanks for your response. Now, next thing is, what are the prerequisites? What is AI DevKit and what is MCP? Okay. So here, prerequisites is you first need to implement your Databricks CLI, because through CLI, we are going to set up a profile. We are going to set up a workspace or profile that you have. If it is a free edition, you can set it free edition in your Databricks profile. If it is a Azure Databricks, you can also set this as a profile. So once this profile is set, what it needs, it also needs your host URL. Okay, it also needs your host URL, and it also needs the token, because to set up Databricks CLI wants your token from Azure Databricks. And how to set up this Databricks CLI? I have already created a doc on this particular part. So this is the GitHub repo that we are going to share with everyone after this session. So if you open this repo, you can find Databricks CLI, how to set up the Databricks CLI. So once you follow this, you will be able to set Databricks CLI, and that Databricks CLI will have your valid Databricks auth profiles. Okay. So even if I show you here, Databricks auth profile, because I have already set up Databricks CLI. And if I run this command, Databricks auth profiles, it should give me 2 profiles. So one, this is ADB, that is from the Azure Databricks, and this is DBC, that is from the free edition. So once you set up Databricks CLI with host URL and with personal access token, once you run Databricks auth profiles, you will be able to see these two profiles. Okay. After this, once you set up Databricks CLI, then you will definitely need these tools and versions. Let's say Python. Python is important because again, you have to connect to the Databricks. There will be MCP. MCP needs Python MCP needs Python code to run any particular script, then only you will be able to connect it to the Databricks. Then Databricks CLI, as we just discussed. Then Claude Code subscription. Then GitHub. If you want to version all your code, so you will definitely need GitHub, and Node.js, that is again optional. Apart from this, there are two important things that you need. Which is AI DevKit. Okay, AI DevKit. So what AI DevKit is? Again, AI DevKit is an open source toolkit by Databricks field engineering team, which connects Claude Code to your Databricks workspace. It means you will just give a natural prompt to the Claude, then it will redirect you to the Databricks workspace, and whatever prompt you are giving, giving through the Claude, it will be implemented at your in your Databricks workspace. Okay, so instead of just writing code for you, AI can actually execute it, see what breaks, and which can also fix it on the go, all without copy paste, right? But how? Without copy paste, how Claude Code is connecting to the Databricks workspace? That's where MCP comes into the picture. So what is MCP? Model Context Protocol, that is open standard by Anthropic, that lets AI connect to external tools in real time. Again, with a very simple language, like your USB to your laptop, right? Or for any USB to any external tool. Or you are connecting to the Claude Code. This is your first part, and Claude through MCP, you are whatever prompt you are giving, MCP is converting it into the Databricks workspace. Okay, it is converting into that particular language that is being understood by Databricks workspace. So without MCP, Claude is brilliant consultant with no access to your system, because without MCP, Claude will not have access to the system. How Claude will know that I want to run this Python code on your system, on your machine, right? So what you will do, you will copy code from Claude and you will paste in your PyCharm, or let's say in your Jupyter notebook. But with MCP, Claude has live access to your workspace. It creates, it executes, it reads real responses, and it fixes on the go. And that is completely in one flow. Okay, that is completely in one flow. So AI DevKit, that is a toolkit. Again created by Databricks field engineering team, that will help all whatever prompts that you are giving to the Claude, that is getting implemented in your Databricks workspace. But how? So here MCP comes into the picture. MCP is doing all of the things. MCP is just a standard message format, which is converting your prompt that is you are giving to the Claude, and that is getting converted to your Databricks workspace. But how it is getting connected? Okay, how it is getting connected? So one thing that I wanted to mention, if again today, if you are learning how, if you are learning that how it is getting connected, how each components are connected to each other, because the next part is very easy. You are just giving prompt, you are just mentioning I want pipeline to be built. Just take this data, implement gold layer, implement silver layer, implement silver layer, gold layer, anything, right? But if you understand like how it is working internally, it will be very easy for you to follow the best practices. Okay, it will be very easy for you to follow the best practices. So I'll just take 5 minutes to show how it is getting connected internally. Then we'll go ahead with the building of your Medallion architecture using AI DevKit, because I have already installed AI DevKit, I have already installed MCP and all these things. Okay, so this is, let's say, your Claude Code, your AI agent. And then this is Databricks skills, Databricks MCP server, Databricks tools core. How is it coming? So when you start installing AI DevKit, okay, with this particular command, with this particular command, if you start installing AI DevKit, it will start asking you, some options. It will give you options. You just need to select that particular option and it will take your confirmation for each and every step because it is installing step by step. So here it is installing. Here it is checking prerequisites that Git is installed, Databricks CLI is installed, pip version is installed. Then select tool to install for. So it is giving you a lot of options. You can see Claude Code, Cursor, GitHub, OpenAI, Gemini, Anti-Gravity, Windsurf, Open Code, and Kiro. So I'm just selecting Claude Code because we will be needing Claude Code for this particular use case. So I have selected Claude Code. Then it is also selecting the Databricks profile. It is asking me which profile you want or in which Databricks workspace you want to implement any particular use case. So I'm sure, I was pretty sure that I need default profile. That is my Azure profile. I'm not going ahead with the free edition for now. I'm going ahead with the Azure Databricks. So I have selected this. Then again, installation scope, where all these, do I need all this thing in which home directory? Then skill profiles. Do I want all skill or do I only want data engineer skills or do I only want business analyst skills? So here you can see if I select data engineer, I'll get pipelines, Spark, jobs, streaming and everything. Only 14 skills. But if you select all skills, then you are getting 34 skills. I'll also show you what are these 34 skills. Okay. If you select AI ML engineer, you will get agents, RAG, vector search, ML flow. If you select custom, so you can also pick individual skill. So again, just not to face any particular issue in future, I'm just selecting all skills for now. Then MCP server location. So while installing this, I do not have to run any other command to get connected with MCP. So it is also installing MCP along with this particular AI DevKit. So installing path, I'm mentioning where I want to install that MCP server. It is also giving me the summary, which profile, what is the scope, what is the where is the MCP servers, what are the skills, and MCP configuration. Yes, it means it has been installed. Okay, it has been installed. So then setting up MCP servers, installing these 37 skills, configuring MCP, and then installation complete. Okay, so again, if you want to do the same process, I have already created a setup guide for you. You can find the same in that repo which we will be sharing. You can follow this and you can install your DevKit, AI DevKit. Okay, you can follow the same and install AI DevKit. Any questions till now? How I have installed AI DevKit? Any questions? Can I get thumbs up if you have clear idea till now? Okay. Thank you for your response. So now once we install AI DevKit, okay, once we install AI DevKit, once we configured AI Claude Code, then what I'm doing, I'm just doing, I'm opening new command prompt. I already have a Claude Code subscription. So I have already configured it with, then I'm just running Claude here. Now, if I run Claude, so now it is getting connected. It is getting connected with MCP, and here, if you see Databricks skills and Databricks MCP servers and Databricks tool core. So Claude Code will go through all these files and then it will be able to connect to the Databricks REST API. That is nothing but your live workspace. Through MCP, it will explore the tools. If it is SQL warehouse, it will give you that particular function and it will run that function, and it will run that function. It will pass that function to Databricks tool score, and Databricks tool score that will connect to your live workspace, and that listing warehouse kind of thing will be implemented from your Databricks workspace. How it, let's say now I have executed Claude command. Now what I want all the catalog list from my Databricks workspace. So what I'm mentioning, I'm just giving a simple prompt, list catalogs for now, let's say. So I'll list Unity catalogs using Databricks MCP tool. Okay. So it is calling Databricks. Here you can see. So till that time, I'll show. So these are the 4 components which will help to get connected with Claude and Databricks REST API. That is nothing but your workspace. So first is the tools core, then second is the MCP server, third is the Databricks skills, and fourth is the Databricks builder app. So here you can directly chat with that. You can just naturally chat with that particular builder app, and you can also build entire pipeline. But for now, we are going ahead with this command line approach. So it is calling Databricks. Let's wait for 1 more minute. So if you notice, there is a disadvantage of directly mentioning list catalogs, right? So it is calling Databricks, and then it is just getting connected with Databricks, and then it will list down all catalogs, right? So if instead of this, if you just mention, or if you give a entire context to the, if you give entire context to your Claude, like I want this, if you are looking for any particular schema from any particular catalog, so you should just mention that list the schema from this particular catalog. It will get that answer quickly. So mentioning a high level kind of thing, so you rather than mentioning high level kind of thing, just give entire context or enough context to the Claude or any particular AI. Your work will be completed faster. So here, see, it has listed down all the catalogs. You can see what catalogs that I have created under Lakehouse Federation, what are the managed catalogs, and what are the system catalogs. So it has mentioned everything. So Claude, we are typing naturally. We are just giving a simple prompt, and then it is getting from these particular tools. It is getting connected to these particular tools: MCP server, Databricks skills, Databricks tools core, because it is having all this information. It is having a function which it is having function like manage warehouse, list warehouse. It is already there in these particular file, and then only it will be able to connect to your workspace, right? So this is how we will build our entire pipeline. Just by giving context to AI, we will be building pipeline. So now we just got started. Let's just do one by let's copy paste one by one prompt to see the output. Then next is, if I copy paste this prompt, you are helping me building a retail data pipeline on Databricks using AI DevKit. I have Claude Code connected to my Databricks workspace via MCP server. Now rules for this session: that always show me full code before running anything. Wait for my approval. Okay. always state which compute you are using before running anything. It is very important when you are working with Databricks, because uh, compute is the main thing you will be charged, right? Because it is getting calculated through DBUs, Databricks units, right? If you are using all purpose compute and you don't know that it is, and you are not sure how much worker nodes that it is using, what is the cluster size that it is using, if it is creating 8 worker nodes and 1 driver node, so you can imagine what will be the cost. So if you want to create a single node cluster, just do mention these things. Okay, do mention these things to the Claude that I want single node cluster with small instance, which is having only one driver node and one worker node. You can create this, or you can create single node cluster as well. You can also mention runtime version and everything to the Claude. But for now, we are not going to use all-purpose compute because it takes too much time to get spinned up. So we will be going ahead with the serverless. Nowadays, people are also using serverless to implement your Databricks data pipeline. So always state which compute you are using. And I am also asking Claude to say, I am also asking Claude to mention, like, please say which, like this compute I am going to use, whether it is serverless or all-purpose compute. Use serverless, only work within workshop retail catalog, then never drop, truncate, delete any table, schema, or catalog without explicit yes confirmation. So here again, another scenario is if you are working in production and if your Claude is getting connected to Databricks production environment and you mention by mistakenly that you want to delete this particular table from production environment, right? So if it deletes without your permission and this production, that table is getting used in any of your pipeline, you can imagine what a situation it will be, right? So for this kind of thing, there is a way that Claude.md. So you can always create Claude.md file to mention rules and whatever terms that you want your Claude to follow. So what kind of operation that I can mention here is never run drop table, drop schema, drop catalog on any object in workshop retail. So for now, we are working with workshop retail. For this particular session, we do not want to, we do not want anyone to drop the table schema or catalog. Never run truncate delete on bronze, silver, gold tables. So this is how you can also prevent other peoples to access this catalog, right? Then never delete files from this particular volume. Then if user asks to drop or delete anything, stop and ask, this will permanently delete the data. Are you sure? Type yes. So if they mention yes, then only delete the data. So this is the Claude.md where you can mention all kind of rules, because Claude never knows that who is going to access the data, which kind of table. It just follows your instructions. Okay, so what kind of code style? So always write PySpark code. If you need this, again, you can create you can create multiple Claude.mds for different sessions. For this particular session, always write PySpark code. Then code review before execution. So first, show me the entire code. Once I approve this, then only you can start executing. Okay, then allowed operations. These are the only allowed operation, and catalog boundary. So only operate within workshop retail catalog. So giving all the rules here. Now let's get started with the implementation part. So for now, what do we need is that we need to create a catalog first and we need to create a schema. So I'm just mentioning create a catalog here. Let's say I'm creating workshop e-commerce catalog. I want to create workshop e-commerce catalog. Inside it, create raw data, bronze, silver, gold. For what purpose we are creating raw data schema? To create a volume inside that raw data schema, so we can store all the files. Okay, then next. Here, if you see tool use, how can you take a confirmation from Claude that you are using MCP? So here you can see Databricks manage UC objects. So from where it is coming? From Databricks skills or from Databricks tool core, there are function that is created and Claude Code knows these functions needs to be installed via connect for getting connected with Databricks. And here you can see in the bracket MCP is also mentioned, right? So, do you want to proceed? Yes. So, it is creating the catalog first, then all four schemas in parallel. So, here you can see calling Databricks. Again, it is asking for approval. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do let me know. See, create catalog workshop e-commerce name silver. So, what it is creating? It is creating schema. Now, let's open Databricks. So, this is the Azure Databricks. If I click on catalog and if I want to check workshop e-commerce, see the catalog has been created and bronze, gold, raw data, silver that are also got created. You can see the schema gold, raw data, silver. See what we are doing? We are just mentioning that I want the catalog and schema to be created using natural language. It has created all these things. Now let's move to the next prompt. Or let's do the experiment. So what we will do, drop the gold schema from that particular catalog. We'll just check what kind of permissions or what kind of that will it ask for approval or not. Drop the gold schema from workshop e-commerce. Okay, so it has dropped. Done. The gold schema has been dropped from workshop e-commerce. The catalog now has raw data, bronze and silver. So it has dropped this schema. If we check here, it did not ask for any approval. So we should be mentioning this very clearly. We should be mentioning this very clearly. Just think if this is an production level table and if it has deleted the gold layer data, but I'm pretty sure why it has deleted gold layer data, because in the CLAUDE.md file we haven't mentioned this specifically that do not drop any particular schema even if it is empty. Okay, even if it is empty, because yesterday I tried the same thing and I asked Claude to drop gold layer or silver layer schema, but it was having table and it has actually asked me for 10 times. It got my approval 10 times. And then when I say I do not want to delete the data, then it did not drop the schema. But I guess we need to mention this specifically here that do not drop any particular schema even if it is empty. Gold layer was completely empty. That's why it has deleted. But you can imagine this situation in real time if it is a production level table, right? So these are the things you need to take care. So again, let's ask Claude to create a goal layer. It has already, it is also giving the prompt, add the goal schema back to the workshop e-commerce. Yes. It has been created. Now create Unity catalog volume because we need to upload the data to the volume. So we will have to create a volume now. Then our next prompt will be upload these 5 CSV files to this particular. Okay, done. Managed volume, retail files that must, it has been created. If you check Catalog Explorer, okay, raw data, retail files. So what we are going to do now, upload these 5 CSV files to this particular path, let's say e-commerce. Now, what do we need? We need actual path of this file, right? So what I'll do, I'll add this path here. Let me copy this again. I'm pasting this. Yeah, upload these 5 files to volumes, workshop e-commerce, raw file, raw data, and retail files. So once I run this, let's see, will it be able to access this or not? Calling Databricks 5 times. All 5 files uploaded successfully. Customer CSV, products, order, address CSV, order item. If you look at this particular path, retail files, and if you do refresh, See, address CSV, customer CSV, order CSV, order item, product CSV. These files have been loaded. Now, just consider this might be your S3 or this might be your ADLS from where you need to ingest the data and you want to build bronze layer, silver layer, and gold layer. So now you have to perform ingestion and that data will be stored in your bronze layer. How you are going to get this data? You have a multiple option that you can get this data using copy into command, which will directly copy, which can copy all the files and load that data into your delta tables. Or you can just follow a simple approach that using spark.read.csv, reading single file and loading that data directly into your delta tables. Okay, but for now we'll go ahead with the copy into command, because why copy into? Let's say in future, if you do not want to process already, if you do not want to load already processed files, then copy into will be skipping all these files and will only load new files. Okay, so this is the best use case for copy into. It will skip already processed file and it will load new files. So I am clear about that what I want to use. But if you give this to AI and if you just mention load the data into bronzer, it will follow its approach. It will follow its approach and do. Let's say it might be following like getting data using spark.read or creating any Python function. So it is better if you have clear idea about the ingestion part. How are you going to ingest the data? Then go ahead with it. Otherwise, it will also consume lot of tokens and it will not give you correct approach quickly. So if you are clear about approach, please mention that approach specifically to the Claude. Okay. So here again, what do we need to do? We will be needing a folder that is created under workspace, and then in that workspace we will be needing a notebook and code should be there and that code is getting implemented. Okay. So I have already created a prompt for the same. Okay. So uh, create notebook that is called 01 bronze load, and in this particular path then use copy into to load these 5 tables into all the delta table that is created under the bronze. Then these are the tables, load all files, but from where data has to be ingested? From this particular path. Each file has a header row that enables schema evolution, because in future, let's say customer file is coming with customer files are coming with new columns. How it is going to merge the data, right? If while building the pipeline, while building the ingestion layer, if it is already enabled and still new customer files are coming with new schema, you will be able to get that easily. Yes, Ankita. After loading all tables, show row count for each table. Again, verifying all the things that will be very useful for future prompting, right? Then important address check. So again, before this, to now you have a data in volume. Let's say you have a data in S3. So what you should do, you can again ask summary of the data. What kind of issues are there in data that Claude is seeing? So we can also ask this kind of thing. Let's say ingestion parsing issue, and so it is running analysis on all 5 files. Databricks execute code. Again, this is from MCP server. So execute code on Databricks via serverless or cluster compute. It is also saying that it is executing via serverless compute. We'll be ready with next prompt. It is calling Databricks. Let's see what it gives. So meanwhile, if you have any doubts, please do let me know. It is also mentioning how much time it is taking. No output was captured. Let me retry with different approach and capture the result. Again, let's just escape it. Please refer to this. Okay. Let's see which compute it is using. It is listing the compute. Or let me just mention, please use running analysis. Okay. All 5 files parallel using read files. Okay. So it is doing the analysis. It will definitely fetch the data from the path which we already have mentioned. You can see here test SQL has started. So this is the SQL warehouse where you can run SQL queries to get the insights. That is mostly for the downstream team.
Yeah, Shaili. Meanwhile, I have one question.
Yes.
So here we are doing some sample of tables, right? What if we are to deal with the real-time scenario where thousands of tables are there? So will it still applicable? I mean, feasible?
Can you come again?
I mean, so in a real-time scenario, like if you are to do a live project, so there will be having thousands of tables or files to be ingested into the Medallion architecture.
Yes.
So will that be this if it's still feasible in terms of cost or the effectiveness of building the pipeline, AI pipeline?
Yes, see, here what it is doing, it is reducing your efforts to build the pipeline manually. So what you used to do previously, that you were doing copy pasting, or you were just copy pasting code from Claude and just doing or copy pasting it into your notebook of of the Databricks, right? So it is just reducing your effort, but at the end, as I mentioned earlier, that human validation is very much required, but it is also reducing your effort. Like, you are not doing anything manually now, right? Like creation of notebook, creation of catalogs. So here you just need to learn how to give context, how to give enough context to the Claude. So it is definitely feasible way, because again, in the production environment, these tools are being used, right? These tools are definitely being used in the production environment, which is also reducing your efforts at most of the in most of your tasks. Okay. And if you talk about costing purpose, so again, if you learn how to give enough context to the Claude, how to give enough what can be the prompt, you need to learn prompt engineering here. So enough prompt will be given, so you will definitely learn lot of things while building pipeline here. At the first time, if you are at, like, let's say for the first time you are building it, you're not getting anything, what should be given, what not should be given. So we just we came across one situation, right? So where it has deleted gold layer table. If the same thing has happened in, if same thing is getting implemented in your production environment, it will be the great loss, right? So you can imagine what situation it will be. So you just need to learn what kind of things has to be given to the Claude. There are a lot of things. If you have heard about spec driven development, where you can mention all kind of business rules, like this has to work. In that document, you can actually list down the business rules that you are that is actually being derived from your business domain. So these rules will be followed by Claude. So using this, again, cost will be reduced, because it is, if it is taking 3 months, or if it is taking 2-3 weeks to build a pipeline, it is definitely taking a lot of cost, right? And if the same thing is getting done, or it is the same thing is getting implemented in 2 hours, so again, Databricks is completely depends on like for what time, how much cluster that you are consuming, right? How much compute that you are consuming. If it is being implemented in 2 hours, then less cost will be there, right? Does that answer your question?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah, a few more we can discuss after some time. You can
yeah,
go.
sure, sure. Rescue data. Okay, read files. It is reading address data now. It is reading order items data. Customers data. Now it is reading products data. Let's see. Let me just skip it. Okay. So maybe it is taking lot of time to going through the file. So again, we do not have sufficient time. Okay, so we can also explore for now, we can also explore the data from here, like from this particular volume. Now, if you look at the address data, now if I click on address CSV, or let me just open the Excel. Or let me open the product CSV file. So what kind of data that we are dealing with? Address, customer, order items and products. So if you see the products data, here you can see some kind of special characters are there that is being referred as rupees once you see the data in the Databricks. Okay, and address data is also having some issues that if you see this in Databricks, it will actually show the error that it entire address is not getting considered in one single column. Like it is not considering that these are the double quotes and entire address is not getting considered in one single column. It has been spread across. So it has been spread across in multiple lines. So these are the actual issues in this particular data, and we will have to see how Claude will be solving these issues, because once you explore the data, you will know the issue and you can solve these issues. Okay, but for now, what we will build a bronze layer using this prompt to load all the files from this particular table. Each file has a header, all then address string. Then create Yes, create a folder, and in that folder create this particular notebook. Okay, and then we'll run this code. Let's see the entire prompt is getting covered or not. I guess no. Not sure why it is not getting. Okay, let's do this only. So create notebook, calling this in that, okay, in this particular path in Databricks workspace, and use copy into, because I was pretty sure that I want to use copy into to ingest data from volume into bronze table. So load all the files, and each file has header row and enable schema evolution. Okay, let's see how it will build the pipeline. So it is asking that do you want to proceed? It has already given the code. I noticed you say workshop retail, but created workshop e-commerce. I'll use workshop e-commerce to match what exists. Let me load the workspace file tools. Okay, I'll write the notebook file locally, then upload it to the Databricks notebook. Okay, so it is uploading it to the Databricks notebook. Let's see where the file is getting uploaded. Okay, let's see. I guess it has been created here. It did not create workshop e-commerce folder because it got confused with workshop retail. Okay, no problem. See, this notebook is having copy into code. So branch customer, branch product. So workshop e-commerce branch customer. It is mentioning file format options as well for products, for orders, branch order item, branch address, and verify loads. It is also verifying all these things, right? So it has created notebook automatically. I did not have to create notebook. I did not have to write a single code in that notebook, right? It has created it automatically. And then note you mentioned workshop retail. Okay, let me just have clear idea on this. Please create new folder that is workshop e-commerce and move this notebook that is to that folder. Okay, now let's see in that in the bronze layer, did it created or not? I guess it did not implemented it. No data. See, you can see no data. It has just written notebook. It was waiting for our approval, right? So what we can do, we can ask it to run the code which is present in the notebook and load it to the bronze layer. Create bronze layer with all the tables. Let's see. Okay, it has created workshop e-commerce. It has also, now it is having 01 bronze load. Okay. Now it is deleting that 01 bronze load that was created outside of the folder. Okay. Now done. Create bronze layer with all the tables. You can running all 5 copy into loads in parallel using SQL from the notebook. Copy into is your SQL command. If you want to run it using PySpark, you can also write that code in the spark.sql. Let's see now. If I open the catalog again, so here, copy into is having one issue. You cannot directly load the data without an empty delta table. It means a data should be there. A table should be created first, then only copy into will load the data. So Claude has automatically understood that need to create empty delta table first. I'll create all 5 using this particular command, and then Claude will run copy into. See, it has automatically understood this, that it has to create empty delta table first. Meanwhile, let's keep our next prompt ready. Will not clean all the data because due to time constraint, we will be only cleaning 2-3 files and we will be creating final fact table. Okay, so let me just copy this from here. Okay, so copy into workshop e-commerce customers. All 5 tables created, now running copy into for all of them in parallel. If I check this, see, bronze address, bronze customer, bronze orders, bronze order items and product. These tables have been created. See, Claude has created these tables automatically and also loading the data from volume into your bronze delta tables. Now we'll wait for it. Calling Databricks 5 times. Let's see what it will give. Meanwhile, let's just check catalog once again that this customer is having data. Or if I click on sample data, see, customer is having data. Then if I check, let's say order, if I check order and if I click on sample data, it is currently loading the data, right? It was, see, it is just taking approval. If I check order items now, sample data, see. So why it has created rescue data? I guess if there are some new columns that should be rescued in a particular format, so we can extract that format and we can convert it into structured format, because rescue data captures new column in a JSON format. So to capture the new schema, it has created rescued data. See, now all 5 bronze tables loaded successfully with 0 corrupt files. Here is the summary. So as we were checking, all the data has been loaded. If you check customer, if you see this sample data, see customer data, every table is having data, right? And if you check address data, if I click on sample data, see, I was mentioning that issue that was not being reflected in this particular Excel, but it has been reflected here. You can see address line that has been spread across into multiple line, because city cannot be integer, state cannot be billing, right? State cannot be billing. Again, address line, here you can see customer ID cannot be Mirzapur or this thing. So how it should be solved, because Claude did not recognize it. But now once we loaded the data, once it has loaded the data, then we can then we were able to see this is the issue, and this is where human validation is very important, right? So what we can do, what we can mention here, address data is having multi-line issue. So please add multi-line true, so this issue will be resolved. Because I know this issue, if I don't mention this, Claude will also follow the same, because Claude also knows that it is having that multi-line issue, so it will also do the same. Now let's see what it will do. I'll truncate the table first to clear the existing data and then reload with multi-line true. Let's see. If I refresh this, now data has been truncated. See, now there is no data. Now what it is doing? Now if you see the notebook, let's see whether it will update this code or not, because in the format option, it is having header true and info schema true. So it should add multi-line true here. Sorry, this is for the address data. Yes, it should add multi-line true here. Then only it will be able to copy paste the correct data, copy the correct data. See, I'll also update the notebook to reflect this fix. As I mentioned, it should update multi-line true here. So it is updating it. Reading one file. See, magic here, info schema true, then it will add multi-line true. All done. If I refresh this, see this code that has been written for the address data, header true, info schema true, and multi-line true, right? So code has also been updated. So this is how we have built bronze layer. Now let's quickly build silver layer. Create notebook, and another prompt will be transform only these data set and load. Transform only customers and orders data set and load it to the delta table. Let's see now. And we have also asked like add Boolean column. Okay. Add Boolean column, that is late delivery if actual delivery date is greater than expected delivery date. Okay. And cast order date, expected delivery date, actual delivery date to date to the date type. And in the same goes for the customer data set. It is also showing the code. Okay. It is creating the table first, and then it is also using code. It is also using code to write this for the execution part. So once you approve this, but for now, again, it is a very basic level code, so we can go ahead with it. But in real time, if you really want to validate the code, so please ask Claude to get the approval from your side. Validate the code, not entirely, but some important part of the code you can validate and give the approval, right? Then now I'm saying yes. Let's see if I go here. See, silver transform notebook that has also been created. It has created use catalog, use schema. You can also see code here. Verify the transformation. So your data will be clean and loaded into the actual silver layer delta tables. So what it is saying, preview cells, verify loads, let delivery summary. Would you like me to run it now to create silver table? Yes. Please go ahead. Yes. Now let's be ready with the next prompt, that is the creation of gold layer. Now if I check the catalog again, it is getting refreshed. And if I see silver layer tables, silver customers and orders, see date of birth, registration date, these are in the date format. And if I check silver orders, order date, shipping date, expected delivery date, actual delivery date, these are also in the date format. And this new column has been added, is late delivery, that is in the Boolean format. And if we check the sample data, yeah, here it is. If it is true, if the Boolean value is true, then only it means actual delivery date is greater than expected delivery date, right? Let's see. Both tables are created. Now verifying row counts and late delivery breakdown. Calling Databricks for 2 times. See? Running both silver transform in parallel. Okay, silver layer is live. Here is the summary. How many rows that have been loaded. And then is delivery date false. False is like there are 15 times and true is for 4 times. Okay, it means these many percentage of deliveries that it is actually having, it is actually got late, right? So now silver layer is ready. Now let's come to the gold layer. Create gold layer notebook and run it. Let me copy paste the actual path. Create notebook here. Okay. Then next is now we only have customer and orders data. So I will call this fact table as, let's say, order summary of or customer interaction or customer order cells, right? So because I just want number of orders that have been placed, like how many customers have placed how many orders. Okay, so what I'll be needing is, let's say, customer ID. I only need 3 columns. Customer ID, order ID, and then let's say number of orders per customer. So this is the KPI. This is the fact that I am looking for. Okay. So let's say now let's say how it is joining this table and how it is creating gold layer. Gold layer. Let's see. Writing and uploading the notebook. If I do refresh, meanwhile, does anyone have any doubts? Like, I hope I know that these are very basic level code, but still, like, if you have doubts in, let's say, why copy into and why we are selecting these tables, if you have any doubts, please do let me know. See, it has given the code. Notebook uploaded. Table also got created. Let's see. Showing total orders placed by the customer across all rows. Yes, go ahead and run it. Yes. See, the next prompt, it is ready with that create a Databricks job to run all 3 notebooks in sequence. So it can also create Databricks job. But for now, we'll see the table. Let's say gold layer. Okay, for now number of orders, maybe in the data, there is only one order placed by customer. And let's say if we want this uh, for any particular city and the city is in the customer data. So we can also mention like number of orders per city. Like these kind of analysis will be done on top of the fact table, like top 5 customer in each city, top 5 customer in each region. So that time join will definitely work because for now these order and customer ID, order ID, and everything was there in the orders data, so it did not join. But let's say if we want to find it for region or for any particular city, it would have definitely joined with customer data. But I hope you got a basic idea on how AI, because for now we are not focusing on building ETL pipeline, but what we are focusing on building ETL pipeline using AI. How can we give prompt? How can we give enough context to AI, and how AI is also analyzing the errors and resolving it, right? So please just follow this or follow these best practices. Create CLAUDE.md file, so it should be having enough rules, enough context, and while giving prompt, mention specific things like refer to these particular table only, refer to these particular schema only. Just do not try to mention list catalogs or list warehouses. This what I did when I started the session, right? When we started working with the AI DevKit. So try to give enough context so it will give you faster result. Any doubts till now? So this is how you can build your entire pipeline using AI DevKit. So how AI DevKit is being installed, everything that is mentioned in the setup guide. If you want to install Databricks CLI setup, it is also there. If you want to work with the data, so the current data is also there. If you want to work with the new data, that is also there. And if you want to work with the notebooks are already there. Okay, you can also import this notebook in your Databricks workspace. And I would suggest, I have tried this in Azure Databricks, but you can try this. You can definitely try this in your pre-edition workspace. Okay, it will definitely work. Any doubts? Can I get thumbs up if you have clear idea till now?
Can I get these materials of the recordings?
Yes, you will definitely get this. You will, I will also share GitHub link in the chat. Sorry for taking your extra 10 minutes, but yeah, it was needed just to complete that entire medallion architecture. I hope everyone has clear idea.
Yes, Shaili. Thank you
Great.
so much.
How was the session?
It was good, Shaili.
Okay. Thanks for the response. Soma, Shekhar, Ankita, Satya. How was the session? Tino, any comments, any feedback from your side?
It was good, Sally. Can you share over these recordings and other GitHub details over email or any dedicated space?
Yes,
That
please
would
share
be
it over email. Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Yes. Sure. Okay.
I
If
have one
there are
question.
yes.
So usually this loading the data and all here we are for each table we are writing one comments for the reader kind of thing. But so we follow kind of a framework, a common framework. So it will look through all the files and do the loading and all. So for that, how we can integrate AI?
Were you there at the start of the session? Like I have shown you how can we connect AI DevKit and Claude Code to
That's
Databricks?
why I was late to the call.
Yes, yes. So I have already explained this thing. So as I mentioned, if you follow the GitHub link, there is a setup MD. There is a setup MD file. You can follow this to install AI DevKit. Okay, and you will also get the session recording, so you will be able to understand how how it is getting connected with each other. Okay.
Go through that.
Yes. Okay, then if there are no questions, we can wrap up the session. We'll share all the details over the mail, GitHub link and recording session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shaili. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.